G'day, welcome to iCULTIVATE. My name's Steve and today we're going to be looking at planting and growing tomatoes. Tomatoes are probably the most widely grown plant in the vegetable garden. However, they're not necessarily the easiest. But if you follow just a few rules, you're almost guaranteed to have a wonderful harvest of juicy, ripe red tomatoes for up to 2 to 3 months after planting. So let's have a look at the things that you need to consider. So firstly, when can you plant tomatoes? Well, that depends on where you live. If you are lucky enough to live in a warm climate area, you can grow tomatoes almost year round. If you live in a cooler area, you need to plant them at such a time that you know that you're going to avoid frosts. Secondly, tomatoes are a vine plant, and so therefore you need to plan to provide either a stake or a trellis to support the plant as it grows. And thirdly, as with all seedlings, you need to have the soil well prepared before planting. I've previously prepared this soil with a good healthy dose of compost dug through it. And ideally it would be best left for 3 or 4 weeks before planting. So let's get these tomato seedlings into the ground. Tomato plants are best placed about 40 centimetres apart. So the first thing I'm going to do is to position these about 40 centimetres apart. Then it's simply a matter of digging a hole with a spade or your hand. And placing them in. Now please note, tomato plants can be planted a little bit deeper than normal because roots will grow out laterally from the stem, and this will help provide more stability to the plant as it grows. Now that I have them planted, I'm going to mulch to ensure that moisture is retained in the soil, and I'm going to provide a stake in order to support them as they grow. And there we have it, tomato seedlings planted, stakes or trellis in place, and seedlings mulched in order to retain moisture in the soil. The last thing that we need to do is to now water them in with a good liquid fertiliser in order to reduce transplant shock. Now to finish with a couple of really important points that you do need to consider. Firstly, tomatoes are susceptible to nematodes. For this reason, you need to ensure that you do not plant tomatoes in the same garden bed season after season. You need to ensure that you rotate them. So never plant tomatoes in a bed where they have been planted the previous season. And the last point I'd make is that you'll notice that I've planted my tomatoes beside my kale. This was by design. The reason is because tomatoes and brassicas, of which kale is an example, are wonderful companion plants. And one of the things that you need to ensure that you don't plant your tomatoes with is potatoes. So keep them well away from potatoes. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Can I ask you to please go down to the thumbs up and give us a thumbs up, subscribe to this channel, and go to our website iCULTIVATE.net and become a member of the community. Thanks for watching.